Hey, what's up guys, this is Kobe, your Card Games, and welcome back to another deck profile. And today I'm going to be profiling my Salamangreat Co-Talker list that I took to locals this Sunday, well, the past Sunday. And I'm just going to go through a little talk about the deck as well, and what I think could be improved, and what I think going forward with it. So I believe it was like a 25 person tournament. It was somewhere around there. It was 5 rounds. I went 3-2. I won 3 and I lost 2, and I secured 5th place, which I seem to keep getting stuck at with this locals. I keep getting stuck around like 5th, 6th, around that area. But yeah, it was really, honestly, I felt like the deck is pretty, like, it's in a good spot, but I do feel like there are ways that it can improve going forward, and there are changes I'm gonna have to make going forward with the Darkwing Blast format coming up. But yeah, we're gonna get into the profile. So we'll move the extra there. So for the monsters, these are like the starters basically. So we played the Free Flame Buffalo. This usually doesn't change with salad lists because this card is just it's so fucking dumb. Being able to chain block this and like go basically draw 2 and add the field spell, and obviously if you haven't drawn the field spell, chain blocking this, which is ridiculous, and getting a free discard as well, which can further benefit your players and just get you off to the races, is amazing. And then we obviously, since this is the Code Talker variant, we played the free Microcoder. This card is really fucking good, and genuinely because of playing the Code Talker Link 2 in the extra deck, this card allows me to play through so many weird hands. And for those who don't know what this card does, basically, you can link summon using this in your hand for a Code Talker monster. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, is used as link material and sent to the graveyard, you can add any Signet spell trap. And if it was used on field, you can add any level 4 Cyburst monster instead. This is ridiculous, because it adds one of the most broken traps I've ever read, which is Signet Conflict. Or it literally adds Signet Mining. And if you want to play Cross Wipe for Mystic Mine Outs, then you can play Cross Wipe. Which I'm probably maybe going to test. But yeah, this card is amazing, and weirdly enough, it searches your 1-card starter, which is Jack Jaguar as well, because Jaguar's like really good in this list. So yeah, amazing card. And then the other generic Cyberse is the Parallel Exceed. I am thinking about cutting this to 2 and not playing Desires, because I don't like playing 3, because if you draw 2, or even banish like 2 off Desires and you have 1. I mean, it's still an extender, granted, but like the rank 4 really helps the end board. And like the thing is, if they negate this, you don't care, because you just make like a Linger Rebo with like the Exceed, or like you just make another Cyburst. But like, if you can't make it yourself, then it hurts you. But if they hit it, it doesn't. It's weird. It's weird. The logic behind it is like really weird, but like, I think I'm going to test with, like, lower copies and shit. And then for the salads, obviously, with the Code Talker variant, it's like, you don't play as many salads. We play 1 Foxy, 1 Gazelle, 2 Jaguar, 1 Falco, and 2 Spinny. Max rate. Yeah. So, yeah, Foxy, really good. It's good if you draw it, becomes a starter. It's good when you have the field spell, so you can do the spell trap plays. Gazelle, obviously, at 1. Yeah, it's a really good card. Not exactly the main focus of the deck anymore, because we're not playing the salad traps. Mr. 1-card Heat Soul over here. Yeah, this card just seems to get better and better with every list that I play with salad. Falco's also good for getting back circle, and then also making rank 4s, and then Spinny's good for making Stalio with weird hands. And that's it for the actual like monsters. And then for the hand traps, these are gonna change because of the format coming up, probably. But we played 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 2 Crow, and 2 Nib, and then 3 Imperm. So these were the hand traps that I opted to play for this format currently. Nib is absolutely getting moved out, regardless, because this is going to be absolute. I genuinely feel like Nib is going to be so dead next format, because obviously Tyr's getting the new fusion that can negate Nibiru, and then obviously against Splight this is dead, and they're getting their new Link too, which apparently can like do bits for their deck, because it like sends any level 2 or something. But the rest of the hand traps were fine. I probably want to bump this up to 3 and play Ghost Bell, because obviously tier, like at my locals, tier is like the most prominent deck. Like there's like out of like the 20 odd people that were there was literally, I swear there was like probably like 10-12 tier players. Like the deck is very prominent, but for a good reason, because the deck is so like good. Ash obviously hurts tier as well. In certain scenarios, I kind of misplayed one of my games, because the guy went, I think it was the level 5/6 fusion or whatever, kick Kalos to mill 5. I had Ash in hand and I forgot to I forgot to Ash the mill 5. That probably would have won me, because he milled like 3 names that he didn't use, and if I ashed it, I probably would have won the game as well. But yeah, I was running on an hour sleep, because I was trying to like panic test this last night. The night before, and yeah. But yeah, Veiler's pretty good. It's probably going to stay where it is. Same as Imperm. Imperm's probably is way better than this as well, because like it's just like you can use it whenever. It don't have to be your opponent's main phase. The only issue I have with Veiler is obviously against D-Shifter's quite prominent, because it's really good at the minute. So this becomes like super dead against like decks that play D-Shifter, like Exorcister. Like I actually got clapped by fucking Exorcister. So yeah. But yeah, not a bad lineup at the minute, but then when Darkwind Blast comes around, it's absolutely getting changed. For the spells, mainly the Searchers, we play Free Circle, Free Mining. This won't change. I see lists try and make excuses for like playing 2 Circle. I don't really get the logic, because it's like, yeah, if you draw multiples of this card, it's kind of iffy, but you have to see it. Because if you don't have like certain starters, then you're not getting anywhere. This I can understand going to 2, because like you can search mining, so I might test this at 2, but like I'm not sure yet. Other spells, the 2 Will, the 1 Sanctuary, because you have to play it, 2 Desires and Called By. Ban this fucking card. This card is ridiculously good. This card won a game by itself today, on Sunday. Like fucking, it's so dumb. But yeah, Desires, pretty good for drawing into hand traps, so I mean, I'm going to test without it. I'm going to test, like, some weird stuff with it. This, you've got to play. Drawing, it's pain, because you can't chain block Buffalo and shit. And then this is good for playing through nib if you get nibbed, so it's got to stay where it is. And then, for the traps, we play the Signet Conflict. I mean, we play the Imperm, but that's hand trap as well, so. And then we play Signet Conflict. Absolutely fucking busted card. This card is amazing. If you control, basically, if a spell, trap card, or a monster effect is activated while you control a Code Talker monster, you can negate the activation and banish it, and then that card basically gets deleted for 2 turns, like Called By. And the best part is this is a fucking counter trap as well. It's like they basically can't respond to this, and Reboot's not around anymore, so you don't even need to worry about them rebooting it. Yeah, this card is so good. Don't play more than 1 though, because it's not worth playing more than 1. For the extra, there are a few proxies, because I borrowed a few cards, but I'm just going to bite the bullet and buy them at some point. So we play the 1 Almirage, the Salad you never usually play in fucking Salad, but like in the Kotalka variant, it's amazing. 2 Balinks, because it chain blocks and it allows Jaguar to be a 1-card Heat Soul. Lingeribo, because it's a good Link 1 with good arrow, and it commits to your end board. And then Splash Mage. Everyone hand traps Splash Mage, even though they know I have Microcoder in hand, and it makes me laugh so much. Because I don't care if I have Microcoder, I don't care if this resolves or not. Because I'm literally just going to have this on board. I'm going to go Splash Effect, I'm going to try revive something. They go like, this happened like multiple times as well. People knew I had Microcoder in hand, they still opted to Veiler / Imperm this, and I just went, okay, Link with Microcoder in hand. And I had, like, multiple people, like, reading it for, like, 5 minutes, like, trying to understand. And I was like, yeah, I could just use it from hand. Yeah, and I just made Heat Soul, and then I got the Conflict as well, so it didn't matter. Like, all this does is cut me off from a Lingeribo if I have Coda. Code Talker, because you have to play the generic link, the Code Talker generic link too, to help with certain plays. 1 Sunlight Wolf, you don't really care about, because obviously you're not playing the Salad spell traps, so you don't care about getting Circle back. And like, this is literally only good for chain blocking. And then we have the Jammer, Transcode, Access Code line. I'm going to probably just buy this at some point. yeah, this doesn't change. Conflict gets even better if you can save it for the grind. Oh, just dropped like two cards there. But yeah, Conflict's even better in the grind game because if you have access code on board, it's live because it's a code talk. It's ridiculous. And then we play Mr. End board, Mr. Draw Phase 2, Heat Soul. Really good card. Just free draw 2. And then we play 3 Xyzes. We play Dweller, Baguska, Stalio. Dweller and Baguska by themselves just kill decks. Like, that's for tier, this is for, like, Splight, I guess. And then, obviously, depending on your matchup, you can opt to, like, change around your end board and shit. For side deck, we play Free Ghost Sister. This was mainly just a funny tech that I wanted to try. And it actually won me a few games as well. Sadly, I got paired against my friend Alex, who was on Math Mech Ignista, and he didn't. It was coming down to Diamond game 3, and it literally was. I activated this on the normal on res of a Chi-Chi because he normaled a Chi-Chi, and I was like, okay, on res I'm gonna go Ghost Sister, and he was trying to understand it, and I basically said, I either win in time, or you end your turn, and he was like, he passed turn, and I just killed him. And yeah, this card's good. I feel like it's underrated, to be fair, because of stupid time rules. Harpy's Cosmic because we hate Mystic Mine, and then 2 Mystic Mine because we secretly love it. This card wins games on its own. It should be banned, honestly. This card is stupid. 3 Dark Ruler, which may get put in the main deck at some point because like breaking boards is quite easy with this deck. But it honestly depends on what they put up. And I know that like branded tiers like popping up a lot more, so wind is becoming an issue again. So I might just main deck this. And then we play 3D Barrier, 2 Anti-Spell. This is losing a lot of favorability. Like it genuinely is only good against like Runic, and Runic can just chain to this. So it's not that good. And then this card's just getting better, I think. This card is just it wins by itself. But yeah, that was the list. Probably going to make a few changes before I take it to another event. But I feel like this is a deck that I can enjoy taking to events at the minute. I hopefully do well at events with this deck as well. Probably going to try some other decks, probably going to try some other builds with this, but either way, this deck is like pretty decent, I think, if you build it correctly and play like the right outs for your locals. But yeah, that was it for deck profile. Hope you enjoyed. Peace.